Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about the other trade that happened here as the deadline came to a close, and that was, of course, the Clippers sending Kevin Porter Jr. for MarJon Beauchamp. I actually love MarJon Beauchamp going to the Clippers. I know his option got declined and he's a free agent, but if there was anyone to make use, to make lemonade out of lemons, is Tyronn Lue, especially after they traded away Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. They traded away Kevin Porter Jr., who was supposed to help out their bench as a potential scorer off, and it didn't work. So it's not that it didn't work. He played 20 minutes a night, 45 games. The 3-point shots at 25%. He's averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. They just, at this point, had enough guard. Their guard situation set, and I think they wanted some help on the wing and get better. Like Chris Dunn, Patty Mills, James Harden, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, a little bit of Cam Christie, I think is what they were cool with. And they brought in Bogdan, who can play 1-1, the 2, or the 3. And MarJon gives them a guy that, if it works out, can play multiple positions. So I think that's why they looked at this and they were like, all right, like we can do this. Like, it's not a bad deal. And to me, it made sense. The Clippers, I understand that Mr. Kevin Porter was just not working with this team as they wanted. They needed more of a floor spacer, and he was just driving to the rim, and the shots just weren't falling with the way that they needed him to play in their style. So it's nothing against him. And for the Bucks, they just traded away DeLon Wright, who was just unplayable for them. And they got Jericho Sims, and they also obviously did the big old Kyle Kuzma trade. So I think getting themselves a guy like Kevin Porter Jr. right here allows them to not have to worry about, we spent X, Y, and Z. I think what they were able to do was go ahead and capitalize on the fact that, they needed to go ahead and get another not ball handler, but like the Bucks needed another ball handler, and the Clippers just saw it as an opportunity. Let's just get bigger. It's a low risk, medium reward if it does work out. And I like it. I think for a team like the Clippers, they've done a great job at making things work. I think a team like the Bucks, they're really trying to make a championship push, and I think that's the smartest thing that they could do right now. And I think it's a solid deal that nobody is risking the farm in terms of what was given up or what was exchanged. So I think when you do something like that, it makes it rather easy and that's where I think a deal with Kevin Porter going there, just to give him some bench scoring, which again, I think is what they've needed. Damian Lillard, when he gets off the floor, even if there's no 3-point shooting, you would just say, okay, when Kevin Porter Jr. comes on the floor, we just can't play Giannis and him at the same time, which, all right, like, I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker for them. And to me, I think this is just an example of a team looking at a situation. I think the most impressive thing was how the Bucks were able to just go out there, not only get Kyle Kuzma, but Jericho Sims. They got a backup big. They got a reserve big. Like, yes, these moves they're not going to win them a championship, but it allowed them to put themselves in positions to make moves that at least helped raise the team's ceiling, floor, whatever you want to call it, because they were a squad that it wasn't obviously pretty. I think for them, they were looking at this, I think, as a way of helping themselves get to the next level, or whatever you want to call it. And in terms of their bench, they didn't have a bench, and I think the next level of contention is having a bench that can produce. And by the way, this deal, because Beauchamp also had his 5th-year decline, they could only offer him $4.8 million, the Clippers, and MarJon Beauchamp made 2.7 million, and Milwaukee sent out Kevin Porter Jr., who has a player option for next year. He makes 2.2 this year. So it also was the other thing is they got themselves a pretty affordable contract, like did some good salary cap gymnastics that I think if you're a fan of either team, I think this was just good cap gymnastics. And that's what's needed in today's game is you need to be smart with how your team is going to approach the salary cap, especially with the punitive salary aprons that can really handcuff a team. And I think a lot of teams were able to look at this and were able to make moves that some people didn't think were going to happen. So I'm very impressed by both teams. This was just good GM work. And I think it's an example where both teams can make something work if you're both willing to do it. Obviously, as the great Larry David said, a good compromise is where both parties leave dissatisfied. So I think that's interesting. But what do you guys think? I think the most fascinating part about this is they were able to move off, of contract space and create, I guess, cap flexibility down the road, which I think at this point is a luxury if everybody agrees. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I really liked it. And I want to know if you guys were the Clippers, are you upset of the trade? Or did you get it? I really thought Kevin Porter was going to be good, but I understood that it was always going to be a little bit difficult. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And yeah, I think this is one that is going to be a bigger deal if it helps either team. And I think MarJon Beauchamp still has potential. Kevin Porter, I think we already know what he is. And I think that's one of the interesting things. So I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys expect for the season? Do you think either team is a contender, a threat to win the playoffs, or to make it to the finals? Or do you think this was just a move that moves the margins? So that's basically going to be it from me. And yeah, I'm out. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Kevin Porter, MarJon Beauchamp, interesting one that I think it helps more. I don't think any team really lost. No picks were involved. They literally just swapped players. So it's one of those weird ones where, yeah, it works out because of the circumstances that they were put in. But I agree, it's definitely an interesting move to watch. So I want to hear your opinions if you guys agree with me or not. But I'm gonna head out till tomorrow. Bye.